Thank you all for coming here today to say goodbye to my Lisa. I never thought I would bury my own daughter, my own blood, my pride, yet I can't do this. Miko, please say something. I just can't.
There. It's all right. What can I say about someone dying so young? Particularly, someone as special as Lisa. If I may, I won't dwell on the circumstances of her tragic death today. Instead, I'd like us to celebrate her life. Despite her obvious calling for medicine, when she was little, I always thought she would become a big-name politician. You're going to laugh, but little Lisa solved home disputes better than any court judge. She got out of all kinds of trouble, too. Even if we knew she stole a cookie, no one could ever prove it. Such a bright girl. Always a top student. Always the pride of her parents. By the time she graduated, Lisa must have read every book there was in the school's library. To my shame, I'm not so well read myself, but she used to teach me about all the classics. That served me very well at dinner parties. I can't tell you how proud we all were when she was accepted at the medical academy. I had no doubt that she was destined for greatness. But to become a doctor, one of the first women to achieve that in the whole country, if someone deserved that honor, it was our Lisa. But my niece was so much more than a gifted student. With all of her other talents, above everything else, she was a true and loyal. She connected with people easily. She cared deeply about them. Some might even say too much. After all, if she wasn't so thoughtful, maybe she would still be with us. But I digress. Please forgive me. What's done is done. She was my favorite niece. Let us raise a glass to her. Pour some vodka for Kolya, too. He is old enough to send his sister off. A piece of my soul went into the ground with her today, as I'm sure did many of yours. Let those pieces help Lisa, wherever she is now. To Lisa.
When I was a little girl, I often had trouble falling asleep. My mother used to sing me this lullaby to comfort me. Tonight, I slept deeper than I had in my entire life. I had a disturbing dream that a string was coming out of my mouth. When I started pulling it, I realized that it came from all the way down my throat, buried somewhere deep in my body. I kept pulling, but I couldn't go too quickly for fear of burning myself with friction. Finally, the whole string was out. I felt relieved, but also strangely empty. I realized that I was in my bed, with my mother sitting beside me, crying. I didn't know why she was in tears, but I knew it was my fault. Dear Lord. Mom? Cola? My body feels like it's stuffed with cotton. Like I slept for days. Either this is a nightmare, or I'm in hell. This feels too real to be a dream. I can't see further than my own fingers. I should take the lamp with me. My medical journal from the academy and my family medallion. Who could have brought this here? Lilies of the valley, my favorite flower. Who put them in this room? It's disturbing to see them here. Locked. Hello? Anyone? The cupboard is locked. Why would anyone keep something of value in a place like this? Hello? I'm locked inside. Please help. Either this is a nightmare, or I'm in hell. This feels too real to be a dream. Are you still there? Maybe you can't talk? Please knock twice for yes and once for no. Thank goodness. Can you help me open the door? Thank you. Thank you so much. Will you help me? What is it that you want from me? I'm not wealthy, but I know... I'm a doctor by trade. I can heal you. I don't have much, but I can... Then it's settled. Whoever you are, do you hear me? If you open this door, I, Elizaveta Morozova, will be in your debt. Ah! What the hell is this? My shoulder just felt like it was burning up. I can't see anything from this angle. I should check up on it later. The cupboard is locked. Why would anyone keep something of value in a place like this? It's open. No one. What have I gotten my... Hello? Can anybody hear me? What a peculiar painting. This must be from nearly 400 years ago. The family clearly belongs to the ruling class, wealthy and powerful. It smells like death here. There's someone's money in here. I could live on this for a week. After all that has happened, I think I deserve this. The mirror is covered by a sheet. People only do that when someone dies. Mother explained that this is so the dead soul does not get lost and trapped inside. Silly superstition, of course. We live in the age of science where there's no room for this. What is this? Where is my reflection? I can't see. It must be a trick mirror. Eerie. This is unbearable. I'm a doctor. I can get through this. Give me strength, no matter what is on the other side. What in heavens is all this? I will make sense of all this later. Something is wrong. My head is spinning. I feel the floor slipping from under my feet.
Would you look at her? How does one have the gall to show at the Countess's manor in such a filthy outfit?
Have you heard? The Countess is sending me on a special assignment to the capital. Hey, stop messing with the phonograph. It's not a toy.
Sorry.
Miss, are you all right?
Mind your own business, Petya. It's rude to stare at a lady.
Sorry.
I'm starving, and the food looks so fresh and delicious, but the strangest thing is, I have absolutely no appetite for it.
I know it's not ideal, Countess Orlova, but I'm afraid there is not much we can do at this point.
Of course now there bloody isn't. The right time to act was last week.
I don't understand where this influx of product is coming from. It's undercutting our prices.
Where were you when I...
Who is this creature? Darling, you look like a little domovoy. Come over here. I don't bite.
Hello? Hello? I'm terribly sorry for it.
You must be the doctor's new apprentice. Look at you, poor thing. You must be fresh out of the ground.
Excuse me?
Ugh, nobody must have actually inducted you. How typical. No surprise with the men around here. Hussar, why is she in such a state?
She was not supposed to wake.
I'd love to catch you up, dear, but sadly I have some urgent business to attend to. thanks to this gentleman over here. Hussar, be a darling and show this young lady around once she's decent.
As you wish, madam. If you'll excuse me, I'll go for a smoke on the balcony. You can find me there.
You're excused. If I recall my first day correctly, your head must be killing you. Here, drink this.
Thank you. May I ask?
If you know too much, you'll grow old.
Trust me, it will lift your spirits.
Whatever this is, it's beyond delicious. It's sweet and thick and tastes like cherry and wild strawberries. Thank you. I do feel a lot better all of a sudden.
Now go change. We can't have you gallivanting around in those scrubs. There is a nice dress about your size in the cloakroom. Consider this my welcome gift.
Thank you kindly, madam. Madam Skvortsova?
It's Countess Orlova. Now off you go, change and mingle. Time is money.
I'm starving, and the food looks so fresh and delicious, but the strangest thing is, I have absolutely no appetite for it. Countess is right. I should get dressed before exploring. Locked. Another cloth on a mirror. Something so strange. This mirror doesn't. That should do it. The Countess sure has excellent. In other circumstances, Goodness, this must be the dress. Such an ornate Western style. I want nothing more than to change out of this horrible night. Goodness, such. I want. Goodness, such. I want. It's perfect. Fits like a glove. I still don't know what's happening here, but delaying the inevitable is just. I need to find that young man.
Have you heard the rumours about Count Kaminsky?
Hey, stop messing with the phonograph. It's not a toy.
Sorry.
Please tell me you have some good news for me.
Good evening, Hussar.
Ah, there's our belle of the ball. Lisa, right? You actually don't look half bad when you're not covered in graveyard dirt.
Graveyard dirt? First the Countess, now you? Why is everyone going on about funerals?
Surely an educated lady like you must have put together who we are by now, haven't you?
I'd rather not guess. Please, just...
Simply, we are vampires.
Is this why I had no reflection in the mirror?
If that's what you're concerned about, you look just fine.
Does...
Dead, alive, who the hell cares? Trust me, Lisa, you just won the lottery.
What about my family?
I was worried you will ask me that. Technically, they think you are dead, and it is best for everyone if they keep thinking that. It's true, too.
I can't just leave them like this. They have to know I'm all right.
Look, I know this is too much for you to take in right now. Maybe that's a conversation we should revisit another time.
Countess calls you Hussar.
At this point, I've been called that far longer than my real name. Just call me.
All right, Hussar it is. I have so many questions.
See, that's what I was afraid of. Theory is not my forte. I'm a proponent of learning by doing. Why don't you go talk the ears off some other guests while I finish smoking? After that, I can show you what it's really like.
I suppose I can do that. Could you at least tell me?
Oh, come on. Where is your spirit of adventure? What is it?
I wonder if the Countess would approve of you pushing your responsibility.
Well played. Fine. Let me think for a moment about our fun little group. You've already met the Countess, so that's a big plus. Not everyone gets to do that in their first month, let alone first day. Who else would you like to know about?
Who is the intense lady with the purple hair?
That's Elisa. She is quite important around here. I'd try to start out on the right foot with her.
What could you tell me about the woman?
You must mean Arbin. You know, they say she was born somewhere far to the east. That broad has been around forever. Probably has a tale or two to share.
What about the young man who asked...
Who? Oh, you must mean Petya. He is just a human. Elisa brought him in for fun. He is such a card and has absolutely no clue.
That sounds cruel.
Don't be like that. It's all in good fun. I suppose that's everyone of note, really. Besides me, of course.
Of course. All right. Thank you kindly. I'll be back soon enough.
No rush, please.
Locked.
Come on. Don't any of you cowards want to have any fun?
My lady, with all due respect, Russian roulette just seems like, too much fun for the night.
Fine, get lost then. Be on your merry way. Who knew that the second time I die would be of boredom? Now, would you look at this pretty picture? I could barely recognize you from... Where did you get this dress?
It's a gift from the Countess. She is very generous.
Huh. I thought it looked familiar. Name is Alisa, by the way.
Lisa, it's a pleasure. So, I've just...
Congratulations. That must be quite shocking. Thrilling, even. I'm envious, really.
Yes, thank you. I'm not quite sure how to process all this yet. What does one even do with this? Being dead, drinking blood, who knows what else?
Same thing anyone around here does. Masticating plain eternity day after day. Spicing it up any way you can.
Hence the Russian roulette.
We're already dead, aren't we? What else is there to lose? Do you fancy a round?
Maybe some other time.
Suit yourself.
May I ask who was the young man you talked with earlier?
Who, Petya? Why, are you interested?
Goodness, no. I was just making conversation.
Don't be shy. We're not attached. Petya is human. I picked him up at the town market. He is a salesman. A ridiculously bad one at that.
If you two are not an item, may I ask why did you invite him over?
Because it was my turn.
A turn for what?
To spice up the eternity.
So, it's true what they say? Vampires live forever?
We exist forever. We don't live. But then again, few do.
Does this mean that we can't die? I mean...
Oh, sweetheart, there is nothing easier. Just stop drinking blood for a few days, fall from a high roof, or just step into the sunlight.
I should probably be writing this all down.
So, now that you have eternity on your side, do you consider your existence more?
No, of course not. Pulse or no pulse.
I see. In that case, how would you compare the value of your new
I'd have to say Petya's. Like you said, what I have now isn't really like...
Fair enough. Still, it's an interesting thought experiment.
Indeed. Excuse me. I think someone is calling for me.
I do actually have a model right here with me. I always carry Matilda with me, just in case a good opportunity strikes. You never know. Look into her eyes. Doesn't she look alive to you? Like she's going to blink?
Yes, well... Apologies.
Petya.
Petya. We should probably go and discuss some urgent business with the Countess.
I do actually have a model right here with me.
I don't know how, but I can just sense that he is not one of us. Such a strange feeling. Attraction? No, he is most certainly human.
Oh, hello. It's you, lady in the nightgown. How are you feeling? I was really worried.
Much better. Thank you. I'm Lisa, by the way.
Of course. Where are my manners? I'm Petya.
It's a pleasure. You were the only one who seemed to care about my illness.
Oh, nonsense. They are a lovely bunch around here, just all very busy. The third group I'm pitching my dolls to, and everyone keeps running off for urgent business.
Did you say you're selling dolls?
And making them, yes.
I see you have one with you.
Of course. Matilda here is my favorite. I'd love to get some honest feedback. Well, what do you think?
Oh, it's just lovely. So detailed.
That's exactly what I wanted to accomplish. I knew someone here would appreciate it. I'm hoping to show her to the Countess. With her approval, making toys is what I want. My father always called this foolishness, among other things. That it's not manly work. I never managed to convince him otherwise.
I'm sorry. That must have been tough.
Well, here I am, still at it. I do have a feeling that I'm onto something with Matilda. Just you wait. My gut tells me that tonight is going to bring something special, and it's never wrong.
How How did you end up being invited here?
Oh, that's all thanks to Elisa, the lovely young woman in the yellow dress. She saw me at the town market and saw some real potential in my work. She said that the people in the manor might be interested in seeing it, and you didn't have to ask me twice.
I see. How is pitching going so far?
I'll admit, it's a little slow, but the night is...
You are an optimistic guy, aren't you, Petya?
My mother used to say that my hope will be the death of me. But what's the point of living if you don't believe in people and yourself?
You may be right about that. At least, I truly hope you... Best of luck with everything, Petya. Hope everything works out with the Countess.
Thank you, Lisa. You're very kind.
Hey, stop messing with the phonograph. It's not a toy.
Sorry.
Have you tried the Countess's Cabernet? Honestly, I think this may have been the best one I ever tasted.
I prefer to stick to clear drinks around here. If you really want to try some decent Cabernet, stop by my salon on the main street.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge. I'll take you up on that offer.
Hello. I don't think I've seen you around here before.
I'm Lisa. Good evening to you, too.
You don't sound so sure. Is it really a good one for you?
You're right. If I'm honest, it hasn't been the easiest night.
That's what I thought. My advice is always be honest, unless you absolutely can't be. In the end, it does make everyone feel better.
That's a good piece of advice.
Stick with me, lovely. I'm chock full of them.
I couldn't help but overhear that you...
I dabble. I run a literary salon in town and serve drinks there.
How exciting. All kinds of interesting people must come by.
You'd be surprised, my dear, and mildly disappointed. I'd love for you to stop by one day. I'll treat you to a round of something nice.
I'll make sure to visit. Since you're an expert, may I ask you about... I'll admit I found it delicious, but...
It was not. Cabernet was sort of our code word for blood, so we don't shock any innocents. And then we just got used to it. Funny how language works, isn't it?
Yes. Funny. Arben, I've only just been turned, and all of it. May I trouble you for some advice?
I hope you don't mind me asking, but has someone in your family enjoyed wine a little too...
Yes. My father. Wine, vodka, anything he can... You aren't clairvoyant, are you?
Everyone becomes a little clairvoyant if they live long enough and pay attention. I saw you drinking that glass earlier, and I think you should be careful around it, my dear.
Alcohol's my father's problem. It isn't mine.
It's not just alcohol you should be concerned about. You can keep away from it if you want. Blood, however, you will now have to drink, whether you like it or not.
Whether I like it or not.
Demons are hereditary, my dear. Always remember that.
Well, I should get going.
Good luck. I have a feeling we'll see each other soon.
Good timing. I just finished up.
Yes, how lucky.
Don't be snappy, Lisa. Smoking is an important routine for a soldier. Can't be interrupted.
A soldier, huh? And which division were you in, exactly?
We can talk about the divisions some other time, perhaps. So, are there any other questions you have left?
What is going on in the basement of the manor? It's absolutely terrifying down there.
Oh yes, the basement. If I were you, I would just forget all about it.
Excuse me?
All I know is that Countess conducts her business and she doesn't enjoy people meddling in it.
If it's so confidential, how come I ended up there in the first place?
Minor oversight. You were supposed to be moved upstairs before you were up, but appears that you are an early riser.
And whose oversight was it, may I ask?
Let's not focus on casting blame, shall we? I say all's well that ends well. So, are there any other questions you have left for me?
Who ended up letting me out of the chamber?
If I'm honest, I haven't the foggiest idea. I thought you knew.
Well, I don't. And whoever it was gives me the goosebumps. On top of everything, I ended up promising them a favor and felt a bad burn on my shoulder right after. Do you know what it could possibly be?
Let me take a look. Oh, brother.
What? What is it?
It could be nothing, really. No need to worry. Just make sure that you show this to the doctor when you see him, all right?
All right.
So, are there any other questions you have left for me?
If vampires are real, does this mean other fairy tales are?
You'll have to be more specific than that.
Rusalkas? Domovoys? Ghosts?
Yes, no, yes. We'll spend all night here if we keep talking about flora and fauna. If you want my advice, focus on yourself first. So, are there any other questions?
I suppose that's it.
Perfect. If you don't mind me asking, what do you make of all this? I take it you've done a couple laps around the ballroom. Learned a little more about what it's like to be one.
Well, for starters, I'm still dead, apparently. Dead.
Oh, get over it already. What's even the difference between being dead or alive? You can walk, you can talk, what else do you need?
What about my immortal soul?
See, I know you're that type, getting all bogged down in the details. It's a minor inconvenience, really, for everything that you get in return.
And what do we get in return?
All right. Have you read Thunderstorm?
I'm not so sure.
Well, unlike Katerina in the play, you no longer need to wonder why people can't fly.
How did you do that?
By sheer will, Lisa. It's very simple.
How were you even talking with me in such a state?
That's yet another benefit of being one of us. We can project our thoughts into people's minds. I prefer it, really. I find normal speech kind of primitive.
Why don't you do it all the time, then?
I'd love to, but you don't want to get too used to it and scare a human by accident. Now, why don't you try it? Let's see what kind of bat you are.
Goodness!
Isn't this a hoot? Come on, I'll show you around. Seems like you're catching on. Follow me.
I can't believe I'm actually flying.
All this talk about death, but don't you feel more alive than you ever have right now? Shh. There. Look.
If only I had 3 coins to my name, then I'd show 'em. They'd all see.
Is this what you wanted to show me? A drunk peasant?
What I wanted to show you is how to use your new powers. Meet Trophime. He is the Countess's former serf, now custodian and coachman. Among other things, he makes sure no one goes in or out of here without her permission. Important man. Now, come with me. How is life, Trophime?
My lord, is that you? Oh, the bottle you gave me. Highest quality. Much obliged.
I can see that. It's nearly empty already. All right, enough pleasantries. Watch this.
What happened to him? Is he all right?
He is fine. We call this enchantment.
What does enchantment do exactly?
It makes people tranquil. While they are in trance, they don't feel pain or have a clear memory of what happened.
So they don't remember anything once they're enchanted?
Not quite. They may not remember what happened, but they won't forget how you made them feel.
Sounds like a subject for some awkward conversations.
You don't know the half of it yet. You'll see.
So, how do I enchant?
Don't worry. Whistling is just for me. It's like a cure for the hiccups. When you need it, it will come to you.
Does this mean you can just come up to anybody and make them?
In theory, but it's not quite that simple. Firstly, they have to like you, an important condition. Without it, the charm won't work. Secondly, you should only do it to humans.
So it doesn't work on other vampires?
I didn't say that.
Hmm?
There are rumors that the best of the best can indeed enchant their own kind. But I don't even know if the Countess has that kind of power. Besides, this would certainly not be considered ethical by our vampire brothers and sisters.
I bet they wouldn't mind to have that power, though.
Oh, without a doubt.
So why would you want to enchant someone?
I thought you might ask that. There are 2 main reasons. 1. People in a trance are easily suggestible. You can use that to influence their thoughts and opinions.
That doesn't sound right.
Well, I didn't say you have to do it, did I? Everyone lives with their own choices.
When you say influence their thoughts, does this mean they will do anything I say?
Only within reason, of course, especially when you are a beginner. Impression is a delicate art and takes a lot of practice.
And what is the second reason?
I think you already know.
What have you done?
I just opened him up for you. Don't worry, he'll be just fine unless we bleed him dry. Come here. It's time for you to learn how to feed.
I don't know if I'm ready.
You're as ready as you'll ever be.
How do I turn?
Just relax and let your instincts take over. It will come naturally.
My mouth, it's bleeding.
Of course, I forgot to warn you. Sorry. Don't worry, it's normal. That happens when your fangs are out for the first time. It will recover in a minute.
His skin smells like wild berries. But not just the smell, the promise of warmth that draws you. The promise of being whole. I want to feel it on my teeth, in my body. No, I can't do this. I don't think I can do it. I'm sorry.
All right. But if the Countess asks, promise you'll say that you've done it. I don't want to get in trouble because you chickened out.
I promise.
Remember, you have to learn to do it to survive. I better get back to my other errands. Don't want to get my tunic wet. Do you remember the way back?
I do. Hussar? Thank you for your help. I had a rough day and it means a lot to me.
Don't mention it. I ended up having a decent time myself. I'll see you soon.
I should get back to the manor and talk with the Countess. I'll process it. Where will I live? What's next? There's so much I have to sort out first. But first, Hussar said I can influence someone who is enchanted. I should try it on Trophine. Can you hear me, Trophine? Here is something I'd like you to do. You will start pacing your drinking. It's too dark. I can't quite make out what's inside the shed. Locked. What was that? Looks like the banquet is over. Someone is still inside, though.
I don't understand. How could this even happen?
Did you have no self-control at all?
It's Petya's doll, Matilda. This is so unsettling. What is this? My God! What the hell happened here?
It's all Victoria's fault. I told her he's almost empty, but she wouldn't listen.
What do you want from me? I was starving, and you two barely left me anything.
Doesn't matter now. We drained the man. Not anywhere, but at the Countess's manor.
Someone is gonna fry for this, and it sure as hell won't be me.
Are you mad? No one's going to be executed for this. He's just a human.
You monsters. How could you do this?
And who are you exactly?
That's right. Hasn't been a vampire for 5 minutes and thinks she knows everything.
Come with me, my dear. This is not your mess to sort out. Those morons. I knew I couldn't leave them alone with him.
I just can't seem to make sense of it. I talked with Petya not even an hour ago.
I'm so sorry. He didn't need to die today.
What happens now?
Well, the Countess won't like this one bit. I can tell you that much.
Is she sympathetic to you?
I wouldn't say that. However, she doesn't like murders being linked up to her property. She will find her way out of this, no doubt. But those three in the ballroom, we'll have to see.
Back in the room, they said someone will be fried.
I don't know if you've heard this yet, but we can't be in the sun. It destroys.
I did read about.
The stories are true. Sometimes it's used as a form of capital punishment for our kind.
What do you think will happen to those three?
Murdering a human, sadly, isn't a big crime in our community. I don't think it will come to that. If I had my guess, I'd say they will get their fangs dulled for troubling the Countess. They will grow back after a month or two, but before then, they will have to feed solely on Cabernet, and it isn't cheap.
What if they can't afford it?
They will just have to find a way. Some take loans. Without blood, we are like humans without...
Arbin?
Yes?
Do you know what will happen to... I don't even know who I am anymore. What do I do?
I understand it's not an easy day. We all went through this at some point. All the answers will come at the right time. For now, you just need to wait it out.
I must admit, I feel quite restless.
Listen, not many of us might say this to you, so I want to do... Being one of us doesn't just mean hurting people for your own benefit. It doesn't have to be. To me, it means that I have an eternity to become better, learn from my mistakes, absorb the knowledge about the world.
I suppose that's one way to look at it.
You know, the Countess has a wonderful library over here. Why don't you grab a book and use this time to learn something new? Perfection comes in little steps.
Thank you for all your help and kindness. It feels really good to have a friend around.
I know it can't be easy for you right now in all this madness. It's hard to adjust. I learned that the hard way. Trust me. Here, I want you to have this. This should give you a little boost when you need it. Clear your head. It's not going to last long, but it will give you a little peace of mind for the time being. I should go now, my dear. You know where to find me. Next time, a drink at my bar is on me.
I'll be looking forward to it.
Not my fault. Stop blaming me for everything. I mean...
I should see what all this ruckus is about.